Welcome to a Skyrimatic podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hello, everyone. All right. I ended up at Tuvald's cave the other day, which is awesome, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Ended up getting some feedback from Josh. Thank you very much. I'm going to read that now because there's some things I want to talk about with that. So Josh says, hey, just came across your podcast yesterday while I was looking for new things to listen to while I'm playing new things to listen to. I need to learn how to read punctuation, apparently. I'm still playing Skyrim as well, with the first and only character I've ever made. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Just started the Dragonborn quest line, and it's tough. The main quest is done, and I've done the Mage College and the Companions along with a ton of Daedric quests. No theme to this character, really, just sort of do whatever quests come along. Just want to tell you, you've made me want to start up a new character and work through some of the quests without doing the main quest and getting the shout powers. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed this week. Thanks again for the email. I appreciate that tons, actually. For me, this week while I was playing, I'm like, it's really nice wandering around and not getting into a dragon fight every 3 seconds. Because after a while, they kind of become tedious after you get, after you have 70 dragon souls or whatever the hell, some ridiculous amount. They do become a bit tedious. You're trying to go from place to place, and it's, a dragon fight. Okay, let's stop and do this for 10 minutes, and then get back on the way. I find it more fun wandering now, whereas I used more fast travel when I in my previous 2 characters with the dragons involved. Just because I'm like, all right, really, do I want to get stuck on the road? And then, as time goes by and you level up, it's like, all right, here comes 2 dragons, So, it really helps me explore and wander. Obviously bears pop up, vampires pop up, but the dragon fights take a while, and and when you get more powered up, when you level up enough, they just become a boring fight after a while. So, I'm really, really enjoying it this way. And like I said, it helped with my exploring, and that's how I ended up at Tolvalds. Because I ended up at Shorestone, which I haven't been to in a long time, I realized when I was there. I was like, God, it had been quite a while. And so I started headed off to Riften from there, and then I ended up at wandering into Tolvalds Cave. And when you first go in, you're like, oh, it's just a little bear cave. But it has the 3 parts to it. And actually, at the beginning, I don't know if they're always bears or if they level up, depending on, where you're at. I think right now I'm a level 35 overall. And I think my highest thing is Enchanting or Sneak. Enchanting, I'm like 70. Sneak, I'm maybe in the 80s because I sneak everywhere. And Archery, I'm in 40s. One-handed, 30s. Actually, two-handed, I'm close to 30 also. And smithing, God, it's so hard to... you got to get stuff to really do some smithing. I got to get some iron ore so I can make it into gold. And that jumps you up pretty good if you have some gems and some gold and you can make some jewelry. That really boosts up the alchemy quickly. Or not alchemy, Jesus, the smithing. I've also been working on the alchemy. I do that every so often when I get too much to carry, when I'm at that point, when I've picked up too much crap, that's when I go, I'll make a bunch of potions, sell them off, whatever. Yeah, because when you're early on making the potions, they have a bunch of effects you don't want in them because you can't separate them out, and blah, blah, blah. So I'll have like restore health that poisons you or something like that. So, but I'd like to do that so that way, because obviously the more expensive the potion, the more it bumps you up experience-wise. So, but anyway, Tolvalds, that I really loved Toval's cave. That was one of my favorite caves. I didn't because it's dark in there. There's a lot of waterfalls and stuff, so you can't necessarily see the Falmer and the what are they, Charis hunters. So the first part, and I have my companion still, but she was kind of useless because she stopped following me halfway through the cave and just sat on a table, which I don't know why. And it was a part that took me forever to beat. The first part was 3 bears. Yeah, you kind of went through there quickly. That wasn't that big a deal. And then you get to the room with the chest. I'm like, oh, cool. And without thinking of it, I open the chest and, the arrows come shooting out of the walls, whatever. That's not a big deal. But these 2 doors release, and here comes 4 Falmer. And I'm like, oh, shit. And they beat the hell out of me. So I was like, all right, let me... next time I went in, I snuck around, and I ended up finding the pull chains and opened the doors and went and got the Falmer before they were able to get out and get me. So, and I'm using Elven Bow now with the Soul Trap on it because you got to have the Soul Trap. The only problem is with having the Soul Trap on it, because I can't have 2 enchantments right now, is it doesn't do any extra damage, but I like having the Soul Trap. Yeah, I've never been big on using the spell, the Soul Trap spell. I've always just put it on a weapon. I found that much easier. But maybe I should have a second bow. I'll have to find a second Elven Bow that has damage on it, and then I'll switch. But that's a big pain in the ass. So anyway, I snuck up each side and killed the Falmer that were in there. And looted the chest. There's pretty good stuff in the chest. And then continued on to, what's that next part called? Tolvad's Crossing. Tolvad's Crossing. And that's where you come in, and it's like a bunch of levels and a waterfall and stuff. And I like that because it's pretty cool. You can sit on the other side if you don't have a companion who's going to shoot magic all over the place and alert all the Falmer that you're there. You can sit up there and kind of pick them off and practice some bow skills. Of course, if you have a companion who's going to shoot magic everywhere and have the friggin' Falmer find you and come running across and get you, then it's not going to be as sneaky. So that's kind of what happened. So anyway, I got through that part where all the different... I love it because there's so many different levels, so many crevices. It's dark in there. It's hard to see. Then you get into this big, like, Dwemer room where there's some gears and stuff. And I think it's called the Crossing, maybe? Something like that. Tolvad's Crossing, yeah. I missed some stuff. I need to go back. I think I missed a Baron Zaya stone in there. Anyway, I'll have to go back and do that. You see there's a couple dead guys with skeletons along the way with journals. You read that kind of stuff. I think I must have missed a Baron Zaya stone at one of those. As I'm reading the wiki right now just to refresh my memory. I finished playing it last night. But I just wanted to refresh on some of the names. But anyway, you get to this, one point after, you battle some Falmer and you go up this trail to the top. It's kind of like a cylindrical cave. So anyway, you get to the top and there's this other room where there's 2 Charis hunters and 3 Falmer, I think. So you got one nest on the right that has nothing in it, and the one on the left has one of the hunters in it. So I was able to get that pretty easily, but I was having a bitch of a time getting the ones across. There's like a pathway and a fountain in the middle, kind of, and then a pathway to one of their little huts, and then another pathway to like a little area they were sitting in. And I was just having a hell of a time getting them. So I ended up, and my companion wasn't following me, so what I would do is I would sneak. There was a hut over by where the first hunter was on the left. I would shoot an arrow, whack, hit something, hide. They would all come across. They would all go back. I'd hit something. But eventually they would find me. And so I was like, ah, screw it. So they found me, so I took off and ran back to the room where my companion was. And by then there was only the one Falmer, maybe it was like a Gloom Lurker or something like that, following me, and the Charis Hunter. So I bolted back to that cave, that part of the cave, and basically hid behind my companion and shot arrows from there. So that was how I ended up getting through there. But I really enjoyed Torvald's. And after that, I just did some smithing and some alchemy and things like that, and got rid of some stuff I had because I had built up a lot of stuff because I had gone through a couple caves. There was maybe one or two other places I went, but let me see. Let me look at my notes real quick. Yeah, I did the Red Belly Mine in Shorestone, which was just the spiders over on the mine. That's pretty simple. It's good to good for archery and for getting some soul gems filled, some lower level soul gems filled. So I did that. I got a bunch of those, so I just enchant stuff and sell it just to build up the enchanting. It's getting a little better. I headed down to Riften, and there was a vampire attack. I may start the Thieves Guild storyline. I'm not sure. I'm not in Riften anymore. I headed back to Whiterun. I tend to go to Whiterun as a home base, even though I totally forgot. I have the I'm the head mage, whatever. Why can't I remember that? Head of the Mages College. Whatever the hell he's called. I'm the head mage at the Mages College. I should have just went there because I have all the stuff there. But they don't have any kind of smithing stuff. They have the enchanting. And see, I go to Whiterun because I can smith right at the place there on the right. I can go up to Dragon's Reach and use the enchanting. And then there's a bunch of stores there that I can use. So I tend to go to Whiterun because I know where all the stores are and it's simple. In Riften, you got kind of some shops down, some shops up. And right now I'm looking for a goddamn wood axe. I can't find an axe. I want to make some arrows and I can't find a freaking axe. Because I figured out it's way cheaper to make the arrows than it is to buy them. So I need to find a wood axe somewhere. And every place I've gone to buy one, they don't have one. And sometimes you find them laying around. But now, of course, I want one. I can't find one laying the hell around. And every time I go to Dragon's Reach, the mage in there is asking me, "Oh, did you head off to do the Dragonstone quest yet?" Or blah, blah, blah. What are you doing back here? Didn't you go yet? No, I'm not going. All right, I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll go do Dawnguard only because I really, like I said, I really wanted to see if the dragons will be in it without starting the dragon quest. Will there be 2 dragons in the lake coming through the ice? I don't know. Oh, sorry if I spoiled anyone. If you haven't played Dawnguard yet, don't listen to what I just said. Well, I guess technically I spoiled it. It has been out a long time, so... Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm really enjoying just wandering. I grab alchemic ingredients anywhere I can. I just like doing it that way. I have fun doing it that way. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get to play much this week. I'm heading out to Comic-Con, so I probably won't get to play much this week, so maybe the week after. Hopefully I'll get to play some before I go. And I'll have to see. I wonder if there's any kind of ESO events going on out there. If there is, maybe I'll go check those out. Or I'm sure they'll have the food truck there or whatever. I'll get my fix that way. But, oh, my God. So I was at work this week. This is Skyrim related in a way. And where I work, there are fields, just normal fields, not like farm fields. Wildflowers, things like that. And as I drive, so as I'm like either driving through or around or by the fields, I'm like, oh, there's like some thistle, there's some tundra cotton. That's how I see the things in the field. I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. I have a problem. Which I guess is why the title is what it is. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Josh, thank you for your email. I truly appreciate it. You can reach me at a Skyrim Addict podcast at gmail.com. Feel free to email in what you're doing or what you think about doing, how you play, anything like that. That would be awesome. audio, text, whatever. I can play it either way. And yeah, I think that's all I have. The one thing that actually Josh brought up in his email that I wanted to mention was I've never actually played I've never planned out a character and played it like that. Like some people do. Like, all right, my guy is this, like set up a backstory for him. I've never done that. I kind of just play as I play. I don't know if that leads me to play the same way all the time, but it's harder for me to do that because I don't know exactly when I'm going to play and stuff like that. And sometimes my son's playing with me and he's younger, so he'll just take over the controls for a while and do whatever he wants. And so I've never really played that way. I'd be interested to try that though. I have to consider that for a next character. I think I want to play every race, and I haven't done that. I've only done 3. I've done a Khajiit, a Nord, and right now the Argonian. So I've never played as an elf, as any of the elves or anything, or as a Red Guard, or an Orc for that matter. So I may do that for like a next character, but I'm going to play this one for a while because I'm really enjoying playing it in this style without going into the main quest. So, all right, that's where I'm at. Skyrimatic Podcast, gmail.com, and I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.